Welcome to Star Bios, the podcast where we delve into the captivating lives of Hollywood's most beloved icons. Today, we're shining the spotlight on the incomparable Dean Martin, a charismatic entertainer who epitomized cool with his smooth, velvety voice, effortless charm, and unforgettable smile that could light up a room. From his early days as a struggling crooner to his rise as a member of the legendary Rat Pack, Dean Martin's life was a true rags-to-riches story that continues to captivate audiences to this day, leaving an indelible mark on the entertainment industry. Born on June 7, 1917, in Steubenville, Ohio, Dino Paul Crocetti, later known as Dean Martin, entered the world in a small, tight-knit Italian-American community where everyone knew each other's names and traditions were woven into the fabric of everyday life. The smell of freshly baked bread wafted from the local bakeries, while the sounds of Italian opera and traditional folk music filled the air, creating a rich cultural tapestry that would later influence his music and performances. His father, Gaetano Alfonso Crocetti, was a barber who owned a small shop on the main street where he would regale customers with stories of the old country and share laughs over a glass of wine. Dean's mother, Angela Botta, was a homemaker who took great pride in her cooking and kept their home filled with the aromas of traditional Italian dishes like pasta sauce, meatballs, and freshly baked pizza crusts. Growing up in this vibrant community, young Dean was exposed to a unique blend of Italian-American culture and small-town values that would shape his character and inform his future success. As a child, Dean was a shy and introverted boy who found solace in singing and entertaining his family with impressions and jokes. He attended Grant Elementary School, where he developed a passion for sports, particularly boxing, which became an important part of his early life. The school's gym teacher, a gruff but lovable man named Mr. Johnson, recognized Dean's potential and encouraged him to join the school's boxing team. Dean's experiences in the ring taught him discipline, resilience, and how to think on his feet, essential skills that would serve him well in the cutthroat world of show business. However, it was music that truly set Dean's soul on fire. He spent hours listening to the radio, singing along to American pop standards by crooners like Bing Crosby and Rudy Vallee, as well as Italian folk songs his parents played at home. His parents, though not musically inclined themselves, encouraged his love for singing, recognizing the joy it brought him and the potential it held for his future. Dean's father would often take him to the local opera house, where they would watch performances of Verdi and Puccini, sparking a lifelong appreciation for the art form. The Crocetti family's modest means and strong work ethic also played a significant role in shaping Dean's character. His father's barber shop, where Dean would often help out by sweeping floors and making small talk with customers, taught him the value of hard work, the importance of building relationships with people from all walks of life, and how to navigate different personalities and egos, essential skills for a future entertainer. These early lessons would serve him well as he navigated the complexities of show business, where charm, charisma, and people skills were just as important as talent. As Dean entered his teenage years, he began to develop a keen interest in comedy and entertainment. He attended Steubenville High School, where he was an average student but excelled in extracurricular activities, particularly in sports and music. It was during this time that he started to explore his comedic side, often cracking jokes and performing impressions for his friends and family. Dean's natural talent for comedy would later become a hallmark of his act, as he effortlessly blended humor with music and charm, making him a beloved figure on stage and screen. The 1930s, Dean's formative years, were marked by significant historical events that shaped the world around him. The Great Depression had a profound impact on Steubenville, with many families struggling to make ends meet. However, in the face of adversity, the community came together, fostering a sense of resilience and resourcefulness that would stay with Dean throughout his life. As he navigated these challenging times, Dean found comfort in music, sports, and comedy, laying the groundwork for a future that would take him from humble beginnings to the pinnacle of show business success. One anecdote that illustrates Dean's early comedic talents was his impersonation of the school's principal, Mr. Thompson, at a talent show. Dean's spot-on impression of the principal's mannerisms and voice had the audience in stitches, and it marked one of his first experiences with the thrill of performing live. This moment, though small in the grand scheme of his life, was a pivotal one, as it gave him the confidence to pursue a career in entertainment. These formative years, filled with laughter, music, and hard work, would ultimately shape the charismatic persona that would captivate audiences worldwide. As Dean Martin's passion for entertainment continued to grow, it became an all-consuming fire that burned deep within his soul. He began to pursue a career in music, inspired by the likes of Bing Crosby and Rudy Vallee, whose smooth voices and charismatic stage presence had captivated audiences across the nation. In 1934, at the tender age of 17, Dean dropped out of Steubenville High School to work as a croupier at a local casino, where he also sang with a local band called the Ernie McKay Orchestra. The dimly lit casino, with its smoky atmosphere and soft hum of conversation, became his stage, and the patrons, his audience. It was during this time that Dean adopted the stage name Dino Martini, which would later be shortened to Dean Martin, a moniker that would become synonymous with sophistication, elegance, and entertainment. As he honed his craft, Dean's confidence grew, and he began to perform in local bars and clubs, eventually landing a gig at the prestigious Riobamba nightclub in New York City. The city, with its bright lights, bustling streets, and endless energy, was the perfect backdrop for Dean's rising star. His smooth voice and charismatic stage presence quickly gained him popularity, and he soon found himself sharing the stage with notable performers like Frank Sinatra and Perry Como. One evening, while performing at the Riobamba, Dean caught the attention of Cleveland disc jockey Barry Gray, who was so impressed by his talent that he offered to help Dean secure a recording contract. This chance encounter would prove to be a pivotal moment in Dean's career, opening doors to new opportunities and catapulting him towards stardom. In 1940, Dean signed with Brunswick Records and released his first single, I'll Be Seeing You, which, although not a major commercial success, helped establish him as a rising star in the music industry. The song, with its melancholic melody and heartfelt lyrics, showcased Dean's vocal range and emotional depth, leaving a lasting impression on listeners. Over the next few years, Dean continued to perform in nightclubs and theaters, honing his craft and developing his unique style, which blended elements of jazz, pop, and Italian folk music. His repertoire expanded to include classic standards such as That's Amore and Mambo Italiano, which would become signature tunes in his arsenal. It was during this period that Dean met comedian Jerry Lewis at the Glass Hat Club in New York City, where they were both performing. The two quickly became friends, bonding over their shared passion for entertainment and their desire to make people laugh. As they discussed the possibility of forming a comedy team, their excitement grew, and they began to envision a future filled with laughter, music, and excitement. After a few months of planning, they made their debut as Martin and Lewis at the Riobamba nightclub on July 25, 1945. Their energetic and unpredictable performances, which combined music, comedy, and slapstick humor, quickly gained them a massive following, and they soon found themselves playing to sold-out crowds across the country. As Martin and Lewis's popularity soared, they began to attract attention from Hollywood, and in 1949, they signed a film contract with Paramount Pictures. Their first movie, My Friend Irma, was released on September 21, 1949, and although it received mixed reviews, it marked the beginning of a successful film career for the duo. Over the next decade, Martin and Lewis would go on to star in 16 films together, including At War with the Army, 1950, Sailor Beware, 1952, and Jumping Jacks, 1952. These films, with their light-hearted humor and comedic antics, cemented their status as one of the most beloved comedy teams of the era. One memorable evening, while performing at the Copacabana nightclub in New York City, Dean and Jerry were joined on stage by a young Sammy Davis Jr., who was so impressed by their energy and chemistry that he later credited them with inspiring his own career. As Dean recalled, "We were like three crazy guys up there, just having the time of our lives." This impromptu performance not only showcased the trio's incredible talent, but also highlighted the sense of camaraderie and mutual respect that defined the entertainment industry during this era. The night air was electric, filled with the sound of laughter, music, and applause, as these three entertainers came together in a celebration of joy and creativity. Throughout the 1950s, Dean continued to release hit singles, including That's Amore, 1953, and Mambo Italiano, 1954, which topped the charts and solidified his position as one of the leading crooners of the time. His smooth, velvety voice and effortless charm made him a beloved figure on stage and screen, and he soon found himself at the forefront of the Rat Pack, a group of entertainers that included Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., and Peter Lawford. This coterie of talented performers would become synonymous with style, sophistication, and entertainment, leaving an indelible mark on American popular culture. As Dean's career continued to soar, he began to explore new creative avenues, including acting in dramatic films like The Young Lions, 1958, and Some Came Running, 1958. These roles allowed him to showcase his range as a performer, demonstrating his ability to convey depth and nuance on screen. His performances were met with critical acclaim, earning him recognition as a serious actor and solidifying his status as a Hollywood legend. As Dean Martin's career continued to soar, he found himself at the pinnacle of success, basking in the glory of his solo work. The release of hits like Ain't That a Kick in the Head, 1960, and Everybody Loves Somebody, 1964, solidified his position as a musical icon, with his velvety smooth vocals and effortless charm captivating audiences worldwide. These songs not only topped the charts, but also showcased Dean's incredible range, from the upbeat swing of Ain't That a Kick in the Head to the heartfelt balladry of Everybody Loves Somebody. The latter, in particular, became an anthem for the era, its catchy melody and sentimental lyrics resonating deeply with listeners. Beyond his music, Dean's film career was also on the rise. He appeared in a string of memorable movies, including Ocean's 11, 1960, and Robin and the Seven Hoods, 1964, which not only showcased his acting prowess, but also cemented his status as a member of the infamous Rat Pack. Alongside Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., and Peter Lawford, Dean formed an unstoppable quartet that defined the essence of cool. Their camaraderie on stage was undeniable, with each performer feeding off the other's energy to create some of the most unforgettable moments in entertainment history. One such moment was during a performance at the Cal Neva Lodge in Lake Tahoe, where Dean and the Rat Pack would often gather for impromptu performances. On one particular evening, Dean took the stage, resplendent in his tailored tuxedo, and launched into a soulful rendition of Fly Me to the Moon. The audience was entranced, hanging on every word as Dean's smooth vocals soared through the room. As he finished the song, Frank Sinatra jumped up from his seat, applauding wildly, and the rest of the Rat Pack followed suit. It was moments like these that defined the magic of their performances, spontaneous, charismatic, and utterly captivating. As the 1970s dawned, Dean's career began to slow down, but he refused to let his passion for music and performance wane. Despite struggling with health issues, he continued to release new albums, including Once in a While, 1978, and the Nashville Sessions, 1983. These recordings featured Dean's signature smooth vocals, effortlessly gliding through a range of genres, from country to swing. His dedication to his craft was unwavering, driven by a desire to entertain and delight his audiences. Throughout his career, Dean's contributions to the entertainment industry were recognized with numerous awards and accolades. 4 years later, in 1990, he received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, a permanent tribute to his status as a legend of the silver screen. Dean's influence extended far beyond his own performances, inspiring countless entertainers, including Elvis Presley, who often cited Dean as one of his greatest influences. Elvis, in particular, was deeply affected by Dean's music and style. He would often cover Dean's songs in his own performances, putting his own unique spin on classics like Everybody Loves Somebody. The two performers developed a close friendship over the years, with Dean serving as a mentor and inspiration to the young Elvis. Their bond was built on mutual respect and admiration, with Dean recognizing the immense talent and charisma that Elvis possessed. Dean Martin passed away on December 25, 1995, at the age of 78, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire and entertain audiences around the world. As Frank Sinatra once said, Dean was a great guy, a wonderful performer, and a fantastic friend. His impact on popular culture is immeasurable, with his music, films, and performances remaining timeless classics. Dean's character was defined by his kindness, generosity, and dedication to his craft, qualities that shone through in every aspect of his life and career. Today, Dean Martin is remembered as one of the greatest entertainers of all time, a true legend who left an indelible mark on the entertainment industry. His smooth vocals, effortless charm, and iconic performances continue to inspire new generations of entertainers and fans alike. As we look back on his remarkable life, it's evident that Dean Martin's legacy will continue to endure, inspiring future generations of entertainers and fans to keep shooting for the stars. His story serves as a reminder that with hard work, dedication, and a passion for one's craft, anything is possible. That's all for today's Star Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, I'm Casey Gold reminding you to keep shooting for the stars.